Well, good afternoon, YouTube. This is Daily Stoic with your host, Jeffrey. I love life, McCabe. Just filled with joy, man. I'm just trying to do my best. I've been doing that since I was a kid. And it's funny, as I went through my journey, some days you forget. So I'm just really trying to continue to be that source of joy for myself and for the world around me. As always, reading the Daily Stoic, 366, look how beat up this book is, 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Haussman. As I say every single freaking time, if you don't know what Stoicism is, if you heard the word but you don't quite understand it, or you think it's just being void of emotion, get out of here, go Google it, do some research. I guarantee you'll come across Ryan Holiday's work. And if it speaks to you, it's something that you're interested in, do more research. Come back here, join along with me, like, share, comment. We'll comment, we can discuss it. I'm on Facebook. My name is just Jeffrey McCabe. I pretty much use my real government name for everything. I was ahead of the curve in that when I created my Facebook, I just used my real name. I didn't know any doubt. I was like, what's your name? Jeffrey McCabe. Anyways, yeah, I find it super useful. I found it years ago. My story with Stoicism has been ongoing. I still practice it. I'm not perfect. I'm not always stoic. I've had my ups and downs, especially when I'm driving. I get very angry at times, and I got to work on that. So, but yeah, go do some research, come back, let's talk about it. I hope it, even if these videos help one person, I've done my job. Or if one person gets curious about Stoicism because of one of these videos, I've done my job. I lost my page, so give me a moment. Today is March 13th. I am in a hurry. I am working nights, and I'd like to get to the gym before I get there. So we're going to try to keep it brief. Who knows, though, where the Stoic teachings may take us. March 13th. One day, it will all make sense. Whenever you find yourself blaming Providence, turn it around in your mind, and you will see what has happened in keeping with what? Sorry, we're going to try that again. Whenever you find yourself blaming Providence, turn it around in your mind, and you will see that what has happened is in keeping with reason. Epictetus Discourses 3.17.1. Let's see what the modern day Stoics have to say about it before I do my little breakdown. Part of the reason we fight against the things that happen is that we're so focused on our plan that we forget that there might be a bigger plan we don't know about. It is not the case that plenty of times something we thought was a disaster turned out to be, with the passage of time, a lucky break. We also forget that we're not the only people who matter, and that our loss might be someone else's gain. The sense of being wronged is a simple awareness problem. We need to remember that all things are guided by reason. By that it is a vast and universal reason that we cannot always see. That the surprise hurricane was the result of a butterfly flapping its wings a hemisphere away, or that misfortune we have experienced is simply prelude to pleasant and inviolable future. I mean, that's a pretty good topic right now. I mean, politics are a hot topic right now. Tariffs and Trump and everything is politics. I do get angry. I do think about it. I do feel pissed off at the governments that be. I mean, here's my quick political stance on it is like, I look around and normal, regular human beings are being pushed to the brink of not being able to afford to live. And even with that, living here in Canada, a lot of people are doing well, and I think that's kind of the issues. Like the people who are doing well are like, well, that's not me. My point is, like, at some point it will be, man. Like the middle upper class, it's doing this. But when I step back, first of all, we got to be grateful to even be here, right? We got a fighting chance. We live in Canada. We're, North America at its worst is still better than most places. My heart breaks for, the poorest countries in the world. We don't have no freaking idea what that's like. If you were born and raised here, you have no idea what some of the other places in the world go through. So let's not pretend like we're suffering all that terribly. right? So when I try to think about it with reason, I'm like, man, I got to slow down. I got to be grateful. I got to remember that how lucky I am. I still got a chance. I also do believe we do need to have a voice. I do believe if we let these governments run amok, we will get run over. They don't care. If we know anything about human history, large governments, big governments do not give a flying fuck about people. They will starve 20 million people to death. Hitler tried to kill all the Jewish people on the earth. And then they went to World War over it. And they didn't give a fuck how many people died. Justified or not, I don't give a fuck what you think. All I know is that Mao's China, the Soviet Union, they starved, 10 million Ukrainian people to death or something crazy. Like, if we know anything about large governments, they don't really give a fuck about us. We want less government. So people need to start coming together and people need to start talking. But all that being said, if we go back to the Stoics, it's like, you're not being harmed. There's a reason here. There's a bigger picture. There is something going on that maybe you can't understand. So I battle with that too, because I want to be the mouthpiece. I want to protest. I want to speak politically. I was a delegate at City Hall. I don't want to just sit back and let it happen. But sometimes I'm like, I almost think the news is there to just piss everybody off, and I try not to react to the news right away. I try to think of what the fuck is going on here. What I do think is that bigger companies are getting richer, and us poor people are made to fight it. Oh, it's Trump's fault. It's this guy's fault. They've been doing this for forever, man. We've been getting screwed forever, especially since COVID. So let's not pretend like all of a sudden big bad Trump is the reason why Canadians' lives are gonna be unaffordable. We are responsible for that. See how easily I get round up? Anyways, that is your Daily Stoic. Try to take a minute, think about the big picture, and use your reason. I will try to do the same. Love you guys. Peace.